This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Eric Morton of WDWNT.com. I'm filling in for Tom Corliss. He is back up in space yet again. So send your wishes up there to Tom in outer space. Hopefully he's having fun on the Starcruiser. Who really knows? But I'm sure we'll get more information later from him. Anyway, here are the top Disney park stories from around the world for March 4th, 2022. Disney has released a statement addressing the Don't Say Gay bill presented by Florida's legislation. The company has been under heavy criticism for donating to the sponsors of the bill and remaining silent on the issue. It reads, "We understand how important this issue is to our LGBTQ plus employees and many others. For nearly a century, Disney has been a unifying force that brings people together. We are determined that it remains a place where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. The biggest impact we can have in creating a more inclusive world is through the inspiring content we produce, the welcoming culture we create here, and the diverse community organizations we support, including those representing the LGBTQ plus community." The statement addresses the bill's existence, but doesn't mention the donations or any action the company will take, which has really, those have been the two loudest complaints from critics in the community. Some feel the statement is disingenuous in the face of Disney's willingness to profit off of LGBTQ plus community, but their unwillingness to stand by them in what many people are saying their times of adversity. A Walt Disney Company insider tells The Hollywood Reporter that unlike his predecessor Bob Iger, Bob Chapek doesn't wish for Disney to wade into political discussion. Last week, former CEO Bob Iger weighed in on the political debate on Florida regarding the so-called Don't Say Gay bill. In a tweet, Twitter users pressured Iger to push this issue with Chapek, whose silence on the matter has been brought up by the many Disney fans and employees, calling Disney's donations for the bill's supporters into question. Chief Corporate Affairs Officer Jeff Morrell stated, "Whatever Bob's personal politics are, he's not an activist and does not bring any partisan agenda to work. He sees himself first and foremost as the custodian of a unifying brand that for nearly a century has been bringing people together, and he is determined that Disney remain a place where everyone is treated with dignity and respect." Some believe that refusing to say anything about a bill impacting many Florida-based employees could also be taken as a political statement, and the company's subsequent efforts to bolster inclusion may seem hollow. Morrell reports that Chapek rejects taking political stances because he, quote, is determined that Disney remains a place where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. While we have yet to see either of the first two series of Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, save for one pin here in the United States, we already have a look at the merch collection courtesy of Shop Disney UK, themed as the Mad Tea Party. The Mickey Mouse, the main attraction line, takes inspiration from one Walt Disney World attraction every month. January was set to be Space Mountain, which we've yet to see anywhere here in the United States, likely due to global supply chain issues. And February was themed around Pirates of the Caribbean, from which we've only seen a pin so far. The Mad Tea Party line features very colorful teacups around a mostly purple Mickey. As with each series, the line will feature a plush pin, key, headband, and Loungefly backpack. While the line is set to debut on March 25th in the UK, we have no idea when any of this merch is going to hit the United States. But when they do, well, you'll be able to find them on shopdisney.com. March 3rd's 1:15 performance of Mickey's Magical Friendship Faire at the Magic Kingdom suddenly ended in the middle of the final number. The music was turned off and performers filed off stage. As an announcement stated, due to unforeseen circumstances, this performance of Mickey's Magical Friendship Faire has been canceled. The show ended just before the final pyrotechnics would usually go off. Afterward, Cinderella Castle remained closed, and we heard a fire alarm going off about every 10 seconds. Cinderella Castle at the Magic Kingdom was then evacuated. Cinderella's royal table was completely evacuated, and we could see emergency lights going off. We continued to hear alarms going off as well, Police officers then arrived at the scene, and guests were not allowed to approach the castle too closely. Guests milled around outside. It's possible the pyrotechnics for the end of Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair maybe failed, and this was a safety check, which could require evacuation and investigation regardless if an actual fire broke out. The Reedy Creek Fire Department arrived, and we saw cast members allowed to go back inside. Guests were then allowed to line up, verify their royal table reservation, and receive compensation or return to their meal. We saw smoke rising from the second level. We saw fireworks crew members climbing the stairs outside. At Epcot, we got to take a first peek into the upcoming Connections Cafe and Eatery. See how construction is coming along on this project. Walt Disney World construction crews have been hard at work at Epcot. Looking into the cafe, you can see what looks like the round counter from the concept art. It was pictured in an article, you can see it here. And what look to be menu boards mounted behind the counters on the right. A sawhorse, carts, and lumber are outside the Connections Cafe for the next stage of construction. Inside, you can see some of the wavy walls we've been able to see from the breezeway. The cafe seems to be coming along nicely with floors, colored lighting, and windows in place. These wood panels are likely for the ceiling as they match the ones that have already been installed in the restaurant and also in the Creations shop. Also at Epcot, we got to look at the light-up topiaries for the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. Sorcerer Mickey's iconic hat lights up at night. The crescent moon on the hat shines the brightest. The stars have small lights in their centers. The troll topiary in the Norway Pavilion carries a light-up lantern. That's pretty cool. This effect lights the troll's face very well. In Germany, Snow White herself doesn't have any light-up features, but two of the dwarfs carry lanterns. Dopey and Doc each have a light-up lantern. Goofy welcomes Epcot visitors in front of Spaceship Earth with a 50th anniversary cake to celebrate the 50th anniversary, obviously. And the 50 candle lights up in the evening. March 1st marked the maiden voyage on the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Everyone's talking about it, and we were there to bring you full coverage of the entire experience. Right here on our YouTube channel, you can find Tom's comprehensive review, which is about to go up. It's going to detail every element of this brand new adventure. We set sail again yesterday for our second sailing aboard the Halcyon to make sure you didn't miss a thing. And also, we filmed a very special episode of Boxed In last night where we showed you every single merchandise item from the Starcruiser. You can find that also on our channel. And for the rest of this news, go to WDWNT.com for all of our latest Galactic Starcruiser news and recaps. Walt Disney World Annual Pass holders can book their October, November, or December voyage on that Starcruiser with an early booking window that began on March 3rd. These voyages opened to the general public March 4th. Club 33 and Golden Oak members already had access to book them before. Annual Pass holders can contact a travel agent or call 407-827-7379 to book their cruise. The March 2022 exclusive cookie at Gideon's Bakehouse at Disney Springs is the Coffee Toffee Chocolate Chip, making a return from last year. Guests who visit Gideon's Bakehouse this month can pick up a menu featuring Poor Morning Joe. This cookie has a vanilla base, then as the name suggests, it has coffee, toffee, and chocolate chips with light sprinkles of coarse salt. Extra coffee is sprinkled on top for good measure. It costs $6. And our review, of course, can be found on our site. It's almost St. Patrick's Day, which means it's almost time for the annual Mighty St. Patrick's Festival at Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant at Disney Springs. This festival kicks off on March 11th and goes through St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. You can head on over to our site for full details and more information on this year's event. A new complimentary magnet for Walt Disney World Annual Pass holders is now available at Disney Springs. We know you love those magnets. As previously announced, the magnet will be available via virtual queue through March 30th between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Daily pass holders must sign up for the virtual queue in the My Disney Experience app. It will be available starting at 9 a.m. and additional availability may open throughout the day. The magnet features Mickey and Minnie in their animation style from the newer Mickey Mouse shorts. They are in the Walt Disney World D logo, which is sparkly and iridescent for the 50th anniversary. Walt Disney World is on the left side and Annual Pass Holder is at the bottom. There are a few pieces that can be popped out of the magnet to make the background open. There is a limit of 1 magnet per Annual Pass Holder. Disney Vacation Club reopened sales for the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa on March 3rd for current members. Prices generally begin at $207 per point, which matches the prices of Disney's Riviera Resort and Alani Disney Vacation Club villas. They dropped to $186 each with a purchase of 200 points or more and $174 to purchase of 1,000 or more. There are no discounts for purchases of 25 to 124 points. Beginning at 125 points, Disney Vacation members can save between $8 and $33 off each point. These savings will drop slightly after March 30th of 2022. These discounts are set to remain until June 1st. For now, for new buyers, sales will open on March 31st. Non-member pricing has not been announced. The first 500 DVC members to purchase 125 points or more at Disney's Grand Floridian will receive a complimentary travel set. The set is valued at $350 and it includes a duffel bag, canvas drawstring bag, canvas pouch, and baggage tag. The new resort studios at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort are scheduled to open in June. Guests are no longer required to remain physically distanced around characters at Disneyland Paris. DLP Report shared a photo on Twitter of a guest hugging Winnie the Pooh. DLP Report wrote, character hugs and closer contact are once again allowed at Disneyland Paris. Previously, guests were required to remain approximately 6 feet away, usually behind a barrier of some kind. This requirement remains in place at all the other Disney parks for the time being. While Tokyo Disney Resort has famously remained the last Disney resort to not reintroduce annual pass systems after the abrupt retirement of it in October of 2020, well, it seems they're ready to dip their toes into the water with a rather confusing new multi-visit passport. The multi-visit passport will be valid from May 1st through July 31st and cost 44,000 yen. That's $381. The pass is valid for exactly 6 visits, 2 per month, subject to very restrictive blackout dates, and guests must enter a lottery during the first week of the month before their visit, similar to the previous annual passport lottery when the parks first reopened. Guests visiting may only visit 1 park per day, which they must select at the time of entering the lottery. Guests may enter for up to 4 days per month, and 2 will be scheduled at random. Those wishing to purchase a multi-visit passport must apply for purchase on the Tokyo Disney Resort reservations website between 5 a.m. on March 5th and 11:59 p.m. on March 15th. If too many people apply for the purchase, the application system will automatically be converted into a lottery, with results being announced on March 18th. If that's not confusing congratulations. You're smarter than me. You can head over to our site to read all the full details of this new pass system. The Disney Magic cruise ship, my favorite, has updated their itinerary for 2 European cruises due to the ongoing Russian attack on the Ukraine. The 2 affected itineraries are July 30th, 2022, it's an 11-night sailing, and the August 10th, 2022, 7-night sailing. Both cruises were originally scheduled to stop at a port in St. Petersburg, Russia. The ship will be rescheduled to a different port with a destination yet to be announced. Starting March 11th, face coverings will be optional at most indoor locations aboard Disney Cruise Line ships. From Disney, following recently updated guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, we have updated our face covering requirements for sailings originating from a U.S. port of departure. Beginning March 11th, face coverings on Disney Cruise Line will become optional in most indoor locations throughout our ships. Guests aged 2 and up, including those who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, will still be required to wear face coverings in the Walt Disney Theater. Guests under 5 years of age who are currently ineligible to be vaccinated will be required to wear face coverings in youth activity spaces and in the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And while not required, we continue to strongly encourage these guests wearing a face covering in all other indoor locations. Face coverings may be required in ports of call based on local government requirements, including in some areas at Disney's Castaway Cay. Masks should also be worn at the cruise terminal during boarding and screening process, as well as during disembarkation. For the absolute latest Disney Parks news, head on over to WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part is that their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more content, click the bell for notifications, and hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of News Today with WDW News Today. You can also support the entire team behind this show by joining the WDWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Eric Morton saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Now on WDWNT, it's Boxed In. Boxed In is a casually chaotic show featuring WDWNT personalities Eric Morton and Jill Diffendahl, unboxing Disney merchandise and viewer packages, along with a few friends and a bossy little Pomeranian. Keep up with the new Disney merchandise releases, seasonal releases, festival merchandise, limited edition merchandise, wishables, pins, and more. Come join us Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on WDWNT.